What is the coolest fire-type Pokemon of every generation? For the first gen, I'm going with the fan-favorite Charizard. It has a real awesome-looking design and is an absolute beast to use in the Kanto games. The coolest fire Pokemon in the second gen would have to be Entei, in my opinion. I think it's the best-looking of its legendary trio, and I was very excited to first catch it in Pokemon Gold and Colosseum. For Gen 3, I'm going with another fully evolved starter Pokemon, Blaziken. Blaziken has to be one of the peak designs of the Hoenn Pokemon, and it being a fighting type as well really helps it counter rock Pokemon. Now for 4th gen, we only have a few options, but I'm gonna stick with Magmortar. I loved that Sinnoh brought a ton of evolutions for the older Pokemon, and I think Magmortar was one of the best looking ones. 5th gen gives us a lot of options, but the best fire Pokemon that comes to my mind is Chandelure. I just really like its whole evolution line. How it goes from a small candle to a street lamp, then to a fancy chandelier. It also has an insane special attack stat, making it a hard-hitting offensive fire type. For the 6th generation, the coolest fire-type Pokemon would definitely have to be Talonflame. It's awesome to see the early Root Bird Pokemon as a fire type in X and Y, and Talonflame was a very popular choice in competitive play during its generation because of its speed and great move pool. The 7th generation's coolest fire Pokemon is definitely Salazzle. You could only get Salazzle by evolving a female Salandite, which was much more rare than a male one, making the process of catching it much more difficult. But it pays off to have such an amazing Pokemon for your team. Next, for the 8th gen, I'd have to go with Coalossal. Its design reminds me of something like a Rhydon and Golem mixed, while having red-hot coals on its back illuminated with red light. Its ability, Steam Engine, also makes some interesting gameplay when hit with a water move as its speed will be maxed. Finally, for the 9th generation with Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, the coolest fire Pokemon is a close call between Armarouge and Ceruledge, in my opinion. These two Pokemon look like they're ready for battle, with Armarouge having a big gold bulky breastplate, and the blue hot Ceruledge has these giant blades on its arms ready to cut anything in its path down. So let me know what you guys think. Would you agree these are the coolest fire-type Pokemon of each generation, or are there others you like more? Let me know in the comments.